Maya walked behind Captain Morrison and his crew through the busy corridors of Kepler Station. She kept looking around, waiting for someone to stop them and drag her back to the auction house. But the aliens they passed just stared and whispered to each other. "This way," said a woman with short red hair. She wore the same blue uniform as Morrison. "I am Dr. Lisa Grant. I need to check if you are hurt or sick." Maya nodded, but said nothing. She had learned not to trust anyone too quickly. Every master had seemed nice at first. They reached a docking bay where a large ship waited. The name U.E.'s Liberty was painted on its side in white letters. Maya had never seen a human ship before. It looked different from alien ships, cleaner. Somehow, and not as scary. Inside the ship, everything was bright and warm. The walls were white instead of dark metal. Maya could hear people talking and laughing somewhere nearby. It sounded strange after so many years of hearing only angry voices and crying doctor. Grant led Maya to a small room with a soft bed and a desk. "This is the medical bay," she explained. "I just want to make sure you are okay. Is that all right?" Maya sat on the bed. It was softer than anything she had touched in years. "You are asking me if it is all right?" "Of course," Dr. Grant said. She looked confused. "It is your body. You get to decide what happens to it." Maya stared at her. "But I am your property now. Captain Morrison bought me." Dr. Grant shook her head. "No, Maya. Captain Morrison paid money to get you away from those people. But you do not belong to him or anyone else. You belong to yourself." Maya felt dizzy. This made no sense. "But I am an Omega. Omegas serve Alphas. That is how things work everywhere in the galaxy." "Not for humans," Dr. Grant said gently. "Humans do not have Alphas and Omegas. We are all just people." Dr. Grant used a small device to scan Maya's body. The light was warm and did not hurt. "When were you first tested for Alpha and Omega markers?" she asked. "When the raiders captured me," Maya said. "I was 16. They said my blood showed I was an Omega because I was young and female." Dr. Grant frowned at her scanner. "Maya, I need to tell you something important. Humans do not have Alpha and Omega markers in their blood. We never did. The aliens made a mistake." Maya felt her heart beating fast. "What do you mean?" "I mean you were never really an Omega," Dr. Grant explained. "The aliens just thought you were because you were young when they captured you. They do not understand how human biology works." Maya stood up quickly. The room seemed to spin around her. But but I failed all the Omega tests. I could not make the right smells. I would not obey without question. My masters all said I was broken." "You were not broken," Dr. Grant said. "You were human. Humans do not make pheromones like other species. We do not have biological urges to obey stronger people. We think for ourselves and make our own choices." Maya sat back down hard. 8 years of being told she was defective and useless. 8 years of punishment for not being something she could never be. "I do not understand," Maya whispered. "If humans do not have Alphas and Omegas, how do you decide who is in charge?" Dr. Grant smiled. "We choose our leaders based on who is best at the job. Captain Morrison is our captain because he is good at making decisions and keeping us safe. But if he made bad choices, we could choose someone else. And the rest of you just agree to follow him?" "We follow him because we trust him and because we want to," Dr. Grant said. "Not because we have to. Not because of our biology." Maya felt tears starting again. "So all these years, I was not a bad Omega. I was just a human trying to be something that does not exist." "That is right," Dr. Grant said softly. "And now you can start learning how to be yourself." The door opened and Captain Morrison came in. "How is she doing, Doc?" She is healthy, Dr. Grant said, just very tired and confused. I explained about the Alpha-Omega thing. Morrison sat in a chair across from Maya. I know this is a lot to understand all at once. Do you have any questions? Maya looked at him. Why did you really save me? What do you want me to do now? I saved you because no human should be a slave, Morrison said. As for what you do now, that is up to you. You can stay on this ship and work with us if you want. Or we can take you to a human colony where you can start a new life. Your choice. What kind of work would I do on the ship? Maya asked. What are you good at? Morrison asked back. Maya thought for a moment. I know a lot about alien technology. I had to learn to fix things for my masters. I also speak 12 alien languages. Morrison's eyes lit up. That would be very useful. We often have to deal with different alien species. Someone who understands their technology and languages would be a big help. But I have no training, Maya said. I am not a real officer. We can teach you, Morrison said. Everyone on this ship learned their job from someone else. What matters is that you want to learn and help the team. Maya felt something strange happening in her chest. It took her a moment to realize what it was. For the first time in 8 years, someone was asking what she wanted instead of telling her what to do. I would like to try, she said quietly. Morrison smiled. Good. We will start slow. First, let us get you some real clothes and a decent meal. When did you last eat? Maya had to think. 2 days ago, I think. My last master only fed me when I did good work. Dr. Grant made an angry sound. Morrison's face got very serious. That ends now. On this ship, everyone eats when they are hungry. No one has to earn food. A young man with brown hair came to the door. Captain, we are ready to leave the station when you are. Thanks, Commander Alex Turner, Morrison said. Maya, this is my second in command. Alex, this is Maya Collins. She will be joining our crew. Turner smiled and held out his hand. Maya stared at it, not sure what to do. He wants to shake your hand, Dr. Grant explained. It is how humans greet each other as equals. Maya slowly reached out and shook Turner's hand. His grip was firm but gentle. Welcome aboard, Turner said. I think you will like it here. The captain saved me from slavery too, about 5 years ago. Maya looked at Turner with surprise. You were a slave? For 3 years, Turner said. The Vorthik captured my transport ship when I was 19. They said I was a beta and made me work in their mines. Captain Morrison's ship attacked the mining station and set us all free. And now you are the second in command? Maya asked. Now I am the second in command, Turner confirmed. The captain judges people by what they can do, not where they came from. Maya felt something breaking inside her chest. Not breaking in a bad way, breaking like chains falling off. For 8 years, she had been told she was worthless because she could not be a good Omega. Now she was learning that she was never supposed to be an Omega at all. I have a lot to learn, Maya said. We all do, Morrison said. That is what makes life interesting. Come on, let us get you settled in. Tomorrow we can start showing you how things work on a human ship. As they left the medical bay, Maya caught her reflection in a shiny wall panel. For the first time in years, the person looking back at her did not look like a broken slave. She looked like someone with hope. Maya woke up in a small but clean room. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she remembered. She was on a human ship, and she was free. The bed was soft and warm. No one had hit her or shouted at her. No one had chained her up for the night. She sat up and looked around. The room had a bed, a desk, a chair, and a small closet. On the desk were clean clothes in her size. Dr. Grant had given them to her yesterday, but Maya had been too scared to touch them. She picked up the blue. shirt. It was made of soft material and had no holes or stains. Maya had not worn clean clothes in years. Her masters only gave her old rags that other people threw away. A soft sound came from the door. "Maya, are you awake?" It was Dr. Grant's voice. "Yes." Maya called back. "Can I come in?" Maya paused. Dr. Grant was asking permission to enter. No one had ever asked Maya's permission for anything. "Yes, you can come in." Dr. Grant opened the door and smiled. "Good morning. How did you sleep?" "Better than I have in years," Maya said honestly. "The bed is very soft." "I am glad. Are you hungry?" "Breakfast is ready in the dining hall." Maya's stomach made a loud noise. She felt her face get red with embarrassment. Dr. Grant laughed, but not in a mean way. "Come on, let us get some food in you." The dining hall was bigger than Maya expected. About 20 people sat at tables, eating and talking. When Maya walked in, some of them looked up and smiled. No one stared at her like she was strange or dangerous. "Maya," Commander Turner waved from a table near the window. "Come sit with U.S." Maya walked over slowly. At the table sat Turner, Dr. Grant, and a woman with dark skin and kind eyes. "Maya, this is Chief Engineer Sam Rodriguez," Turner said. "Sam, this is Maya Collins, our new crew member." Sam held out her hand. Maya shook it, getting used to this human greeting. "Nice to meet you," Sam said. "I heard you know a lot about alien technology. That is great. I could use someone who understands how their systems work." Maya sat down carefully. "I only know what my masters made me learn. I am not a real engineer." "Everyone starts somewhere," Sam said. "I used to fix farming equipment on a colony world. The captain taught me how to work on starship engines. Now I can fix almost anything that flies." A young man brought Maya a plate of food. It was more food than she usually got in 3 days. There was meat, vegetables, bread, and something sweet that smelled wonderful. "Thank you," Maya said quietly. "No problem," the young man said. "I am Cook Pete Williams. If you need anything special to eat, just let me know. I can make food for most human colonies." Maya stared at the plate. "This is all for me?" "Of course," Dr. Grant said. "Eat as much as you want. If you are still hungry, Pete can make you more." Maya took a small bite of the meat. It was warm and had spices that made her mouth water. She had forgotten that food could taste good. "So, Maya," Turner said, "the captain wants to show you around the ship today, help you understand how we do things here." "How do you do things?" Maya asked. Sam smiled. "We work as a team. Everyone has a job, but we help each other when needed. If someone has a problem, we all try to solve it together." "But who decides what to do?" Maya asked. "Who gives the orders?" "The captain makes the big decisions," Turner explained. "But he listens to advice from all of us. If I think his plan will not work, I can tell him. He might change his mind." Maya almost choked on her food. "You can disagree with your captain?" "Sure," Sam said. "He is not always right." "No one is. That is why we talk about things before we act." "What happens if you are wrong?" Maya asked. "Do you get punished?" The 3 humans looked at each other with sad expressions. "Maya," Dr. Grant said gently, "we do not punish people for making honest mistakes. We learn from them and try to do better next time." Maya felt tears starting again. She was tired of crying, but she could not stop. "I am sorry. I know I am being stupid. It is just everything here is so different." Turner reached across the table and patted her hand. "You are not being stupid. You are learning. It took me months to understand how humans really work together." Captain Morrison came into the dining hall and walked over to their table. "Good morning, Maya. How are you feeling today?" "Better, sir," Maya said. She started to stand up like she was supposed to do when an alpha entered. "Please, sit down," Morrison said quickly. "You do not need to stand for me. I am just another person eating breakfast." Maya sat back down confused. Morrison got his own food and sat down at the table. With them, "I thought we could take a tour of the ship today," Morrison said. "Help you understand what everyone does." "I would like that," Maya said. They finished eating and Morrison led Maya through the ship. It was much bigger than she thought. There were rooms for sleeping, working, eating, and even exercising. Everything was clean and bright. "This is this bridge," Morrison said, as they entered a room full of screens and control panels. "This is where we control the ship and talk to other ships." A woman with gray hair looked up from one of the panels. "Captain, we just got a message from Earth Command. They want to know about the situation at Kepler Station." "What did you tell them, Lieutenant Karen Hayes?" Morrison asked. "That we freed a human slave, and the aliens were not happy about it," Karen said. "Admiral Phillips wants to talk to you when we reach the next relay station." Morrison nodded. "Maya, this is our communications officer. She makes sure we can talk to other human ships and colonies." Karen smiled at Maya. "I heard you speak 12 alien languages." "That is amazing. I only speak 3. Your languages were more useful," Maya said. "Mine just helped my masters trade with different species." "Any language skill is useful," Morrison said. "Understanding how other people communicate helps us avoid fights and make friends." They continued the tour. Maya met the doctor who fixed people when they got hurt, the pilot who flew the ship, and the security officers who kept everyone safe. Each person was friendly and treated Maya like she belonged there. "This is the most important part," Morrison said as they reached a room full of computers. "This is where we keep information about everything we have learned. Star maps, alien cultures, trade routes, and more." Maya looked at all the screens showing different kinds of information. "This must be worth a lot of money." "It is worth more than money," Morrison said. "Information keeps us alive and helps us help other people. Someone who understands alien technology and languages could be very helpful here." Maya felt a strange feeling in her chest. It was not fear or sadness. It took her a moment to realize what it was. It was excitement. For the first time in her life, someone wanted her skills instead of just her body or her labor. "I would like to learn how to help," Maya said. Morrison smiled. "Good. We can start tomorrow. But there is something you should know. We just got word that a Dominion fleet is following us. They are angry that we freed you and other slaves. There might be trouble." Maya felt her stomach drop. "They are coming for me. I should go back. I do not want you to get hurt because of me." "No," Morrison said firmly. "We do not give people back to slavers. Ever. If the Dominion wants a fight, they will get one." "But there are so many of them," Maya said. "And only one human ship." Morrison looked out the window at the stars. "Maya, let me tell you something about humans. We do not win fights because we are stronger or faster than other species. We win because we work together and we never give up on each other." Maya followed his gaze to the stars. Somewhere out there, alien ships were coming to take her back to slavery. But for the first time since she was captured, she was not alone. She was with humans now, and humans did not abandon their own. 3 days later, the alarms started ringing throughout the ship. Maya was in the information room, learning how to use the computers, when the lights turned red and a loud voice filled the air. "All hands to battle stations. This is not a drill. Repeat, all hands to battle stations." Maya's hands started shaking. She knew this day would come. The Dominion fleet had found them. Commander Turner rushed into the room. "Maya, you need to get to the safe area in the center of the ship." "No," Maya said, surprising herself. I want to help. I know how Dominion ships work. I can be useful. Turner looked at her for a moment. Are you sure? This could get very dangerous. I am sure, Maya said. These people saved me. Now I want to help save them. Turner nodded. Then come to the bridge. The captain will want to hear what you know. They ran through the corridors as crew members hurried to their positions. Maya saw people checking weapons, preparing medical supplies, and getting the ship ready for battle. But no one looked scared. They looked determined. On the bridge, Captain Morrison stood in front of the main screen. Maya could see space outside, and in the distance, many ships were moving toward them. More ships than Maya could count. Report, Morrison said as Turner and Maya arrived. 12 Dominion heavy cruisers, 6 destroyers, and 1 command ship, said the pilot, Lieutenant Ben Cooper. They are demanding we surrender and return their property. Morrison's face was calm, but Maya could see anger in his eyes. Open. A channel to the command ship. The screen changed to show a large alien with purple skin and golden armor. Maya recognized the species, a Hegemony Alpha, one of the most powerful races in the Dominion. I am Supreme Alpha Cortex, the alien said in a deep voice. You will return the stolen Omega immediately and surrender your ship for processing. You have violated galactic law by interfering with legal property transfer. Morrison stepped forward. I am Captain Jake Morrison of the United Earthship Liberty. The woman you call property is a free human citizen. We do not recognize your laws regarding slavery. Cortex made an angry sound. Humans, you think your strange ideas make you special. But you are just one small ship against my entire fleet. Surrender now and your deaths will be quick. I have a better idea, Morrison said calmly. Let me show you something. Morrison made a hand signal to Corinne Hayes at the communication station. Suddenly, the conversation was being broadcast on all frequencies throughout the sector. People of the galaxy, Morrison said, speaking not just to Cortex, but to everyone listening. You are watching the Dominion try to recapture a human woman who was sold as a slave. They say this is legal under their laws. I say slavery is wrong, no matter what laws support it. Maya watched the screen as Morrison continued talking. She had never seen anyone stand up to the Dominion like this. The woman they want back was marked as an Omega when she was 16 years old. For 8 years, she was bought and sold like an object. She was starved, beaten, and told she was worthless. But she never stopped being human. She never stopped having value. On the screen, Cortex was getting angrier. Enough of your speeches. Surrender now or be destroyed. No, Morrison said simply. We do not surrender, and we do not abandon our people. If you want a fight, you will get one. Cortex cut the transmission. Immediately, the Dominion ships began moving toward the Liberty. Battle stations, Morrison called. Maya, what can you tell us about their ships? Maya moved to a computer terminal, her hands moving quickly over the controls. The command ship has heavy shields, but weak engines. The cruisers are fast, but their weapons take time to recharge between shots. The destroyers are dangerous, but only from the front. Their rear armor is thin. Good information, Morrison said. Ben, take us toward the asteroid field. Sam, how are our engines? Running at full power, Captain. Sam's voice came through. The speakers from the engine room. Maya, Morrison said, can you jam their communications? Maya's fingers flew over the keyboard. She had watched alien crews work for years and learned their systems. I can disrupt their coordination, but only for a few minutes. Do it. Maya activated several programs at once. On the screen, they could see the Dominion ships starting to spread out in confusion as their communications failed. Now! Morrison called. Attack pattern Delta. Target the destroyers first. The Liberty moved like a dancer through space. Instead of trying to fight all the enemy ships at once, it picked them off one by one. When the cruisers fired their big guns, the Liberty was already somewhere else. Maya watched in amazement. She had seen many space battles, but never like this. Alien fleets usually worked by having the Alpha commanders give orders to obedient crews, but the human ship was different. Everyone was talking to everyone else, sharing information and ideas. Destroyer. Down, called the weapons officer. Another destroyer moving to flank us, reported the sensor operator. I see it, said the pilot. Maya, can you overload their targeting system? Maya was already working on it. Done. They are flying blind for 30 seconds. Perfect. Take us in close. The Liberty dove toward the confused destroyer, like a hawk attacking prey. Within moments, the enemy ship was disabled, but there were still many more enemy ships, and they were learning to fight without their communications. Captain, Turner said quietly, we cannot keep this up forever. They will wear us down eventually. Morrison nodded. Maya, are there any other human ships in this sector? Maya checked the long-range sensors. No, sir. The nearest human fleet is 2 days away. Then we do this the hard way, Morrison said. He turned to Corinne. Send a message to all ships, all frequencies. Tell them what the Dominion is really doing here. Tell them about the slave markets, the Omega breeding programs, the children sold to work in mines. Sir, Corinne said, that will make them even angrier. Good, Morrison said. I want everyone in the galaxy to know what these people really are. As Corinne sent the message, Maya realized what Morrison was doing. He was not just fighting a battle, he was fighting an idea. He was showing everyone that humans would rather die than accept slavery. The battle continued for hours. The Liberty was faster and smarter than the Dominion ships, but there were so many of them. Slowly, the human ship began to take damage. Hull. Breach on Deck 4, came a report. Medical teams to Deck 7. We have injured crew members. Maya felt sick. People were getting hurt because of her. Captain, let me go back to them. This is my fault. Morrison looked at her with serious eyes. Maya, this fight is not about you. It is about the idea that some people can own other people. That idea is wrong, and we will fight it wherever we find it. Suddenly new signals appeared on the sensors. Maya looked at the screen and gasped. Captain, she said, more ships are coming, but they are not Dominion ships. On the screen, dozens of ships appeared. They were all different types, from many different species. Some were merchant vessels, others were small warships, and a few were even pirate ships. This is Captain Rex of the Centauri merchant vessel Golden Wing, came a voice over the radio. We heard your message, human. We have also lost people to the slave markets. We stand with you. This is Captain Vila of the Andorian Free Company, came another voice. Our people were taken by Dominion raiders last year. Time for payback. More and more ships announced themselves. Species that usually fought each other were joining together to fight the slavers. Morrison smiled. Well, Supreme Alpha Cortex, it looks like your legal property transfer just became a lot more complicated. The combined fleet attacked the Dominion ships from all sides. Maya watched as the galaxy's forgotten victims finally fought back against their oppressors. The battle was over in an hour. Half the Dominion ships were destroyed or disabled. The others ran away as fast as they could. Maya stood on the bridge of the Liberty, looking out at dozens of ships from across the galaxy. Ships full of people who had decided that freedom was worth fighting for. Maya, Morrison said quietly, how does it feel to be free? Maya wiped tears from her eyes. But these were not tears of sadness. These were tears of joy. It feels like coming home, she said. 6 months after the battle, Maya stood in front of a mirror in her quarters on the Liberty. She wore a clean blue uniform with lieutenant's stripes on the sleeves. Her hair was clean and cut properly, but the biggest change was in her eyes. They were bright with purpose instead of dark with despair. A soft sound came from her door. "Maya, are you ready?" It was Captain Morrison's voice. "Yes, sir," Maya called back. She opened the door and walked with Morrison through the corridors of the ship. But now she knew every room, every person, every system. This was her home now. They reached the conference room where several aliens were waiting. Maya recognized them. They were former slaves from different species who had been freed during recent rescue missions. "Good morning, everyone," Morrison said as they sat down. "Maya, would you like to explain today's mission?" Maya stood up and activated the wall screen. It showed a map of the Vega system with several red dots marking slave camps. "Intelligence reports show that the Dominion has 3 major slave facilities in this system," Maya began. "They are holding approximately 2,000 people from 15 different species. Most were captured in the last 6 months. A young Centauri male raised his hand. His name was Nex, and he had been rescued from a mining operation 2 months ago. "What kind of defenses do they have?" Nex asked. "Heavy," Maya replied, "but not as heavy as they used to be. The Dominion is running scared after what happened at Kepler Station. They know that people are fighting back now." An older female from the Rigel system spoke up. "What about civilian casualties? My people might be working in those camps against their will." Maya nodded. "That is why we are not going in with guns blazing. We have a better plan." She changed the screen to show detailed building layouts. "I have been inside facilities like these. I know how they work. We go in quiet, disable their communications, and free everyone before they know what happened." Morrison smiled. "Maya has planned 15 successful rescue missions in the past 4 months. She knows what she is doing." Maya felt a warm feeling in her chest. 6 months ago, she had been worthless property. Now she was chief intelligence officer on one of the most important ships in the human fleet. "Questions?" Maya asked. A hegemony female raised her hand. "What if we run into resistance?" "Then we handle it," Morrison said firmly. "But our goal is to save lives, not take them. We only fight if we have no choice." After the meeting, Maya walked to the bridge. Through the windows, she could see dozens of ships flying in formation with the Liberty. The fleet had grown since the battle at Kepler Station. Every week, more ships joined them. Former slaves who wanted to help free. Others, merchants who were tired of dealing with slavers, and even some Dominion officers who had switched sides. "Approaching the Vega system now," reported Lieutenant Cooper from the pilot's seat. "All ships, this is Liberty," Maya said into the communication system. "Remember, we go in quiet. No shooting unless they shoot first. Our goal is to get everyone out safely." "Understood, Liberty," came replies from the other ships. Maya watched the screens as their ships spread out toward the 3 slave facilities. She had spent weeks planning this operation, studying guard patterns and shift schedules. "Team Alpha, you are clear to land," Maya said. "Team Beta, wait for the guards to change positions. Team Gamma, the back entrance is open." The rescue went perfectly. Within 2 hours, all 3 facilities were empty and 2,000 people were free. The Dominion guards had been so surprised that most of them surrendered without a fight. Later that day, Maya walked through the ship's main hangar, which had been converted into a temporary shelter. Hundreds of freed slaves were being processed, getting medical care, food, and information about where they could go next. A small girl with purple skin ran up to Maya. She was one of the youngest rescued slaves, maybe 8 years old. "Are you the lady who saved us?" The girl asked. Maya knelt down to the girl's level. I helped save you, but lots of people worked together to get you out of that bad place. My mama said the bad people took me because I was just a little Omega, the girl said. She said I would have to serve alphas forever. Maya felt her heart break a little. What is your name? Zara, the girl said. Well, Zara, let me tell you a secret, Maya said gently. Being an Omega does not mean you have to serve anyone. You get to decide what you want to do with your life. Zara's eyes got wide. Really? Really? Maya said. You can be anything you want to be. A pilot, a doctor, an engineer, or anything else. Your life belongs to you. Dr. Grant came over to them. Zara, we found your family. They are on the ship called Peaceful Dawn. Would you like to see them? Zara jumped up and down with excitement. As Dr. Grant led her away, Zara turned back to Maya. When I grow up, I want to help save people like you do. She called out. Maya felt tears in her eyes as she watched the little girl run toward her family. She reminds me of someone I used to know, Morrison said, walking up beside Maya. Who? Maya asked. A young woman who refused to give up hope even when everything seemed hopeless, Morrison said with a smile. Maya laughed. I am not the same person who was on that auction platform. No, Morrison agreed. You are better. You are who you were always meant to be. They walked to the observation deck where they could look out at the stars. The fleet was heading toward the next system, where intelligence reports showed more slave operations. Captain, Maya said, do you think we can really change things? The Dominion has been using slaves for thousands of years. Morrison was quiet for a moment. Maya, 6 months ago, you thought you were a broken Omega who would never be free. Now you are leading rescue missions and giving hope to people across the galaxy. If you can change that much, maybe the whole galaxy can change too. Maya nodded. The other species are starting to question the Alpha-Omega system. Some of them are even freeing their own slaves. And it all started because one human captain decided that no person should be property, Morrison said. No, Maya said quietly. It started because someone remembered that every person has value, no matter what others say about them. The next morning, Maya stood in the ship's main briefing room. Around the table sat the captains of 12 different ships from 7 different species. They were planning the next phase of their operations. The Dominion Council has put a price on all our heads, reported Captain Rex of the Centauri ship. They are calling us terrorists and criminals. Let them, said Captain Vela of the Andorian Free Company. We know what we really are. We are freedom fighters. Maya activated the wall screen showing star charts. Intelligence shows that the Dominion is moving their major slave markets to more secure locations. But they are also having trouble finding new slaves. People are fighting back now. What is our next target? Asked the captain of a former pirate ship. Maya smiled. The biggest prize of all. The central slave market on Rigel Prime. They are holding over 10,000 people there, including humans, Centauri, Hegemony, and dozens of other species. The room went quiet. Rigel Prime was the heart of the Dominion's slave trade. That is a fortress, Captain Rex said. They have hundreds of ships guarding it. Yes, Maya agreed. But they also have something else. They have fear. They are so afraid of us now that they are making mistakes. Morrison stood up. Maya is right. The Dominion built their whole system on the idea that some people are naturally born to serve others. We have proven that idea wrong. Now their whole system is falling apart. How do we attack a fortress? Asked Captain Vila. Maya changed the screen to show detailed intelligence reports. We do not attack it. We make it attack itself, she explained her plan. It was complex and dangerous, but it could work. This will not just free the slaves on Rigel Prime, Maya said. It will send a message to every slave in the galaxy that freedom is possible. The other captains agreed to the plan. As they left to prepare their ships, Morrison stayed behind with Maya. "Are you ready for this?" he asked. Maya looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there, thousands of people were waiting in chains, hoping someone would remember they were worth saving. 6 months ago, I was hopeless, Maya said. Now I have more hope than I know what to do with. Not just for me, but for everyone who is still trapped. Morrison smiled. Then let us go give them something to hope for. As the Liberty and its fleet headed toward Rigel Prime, Maya thought about the girl named Zara who wanted to grow up to save people. Soon there would be many more children like Zara, children who grew up free because someone decided that freedom was worth fighting for. Galaxy was changing. It was becoming a place where worth was not determined by biology or birth, but by choice and action. It was becoming a place where humans and aliens could work together as equals. It was becoming a place where no one had to wear chains. Maya Collins, former slave number 47, current Chief Intelligence Officer of the UES Liberty, smiled as she looked toward the future. It was going to be a good future, a free future. Maya Collins stood on the cold metal platform with chains around her wrists. The bright lights hurt her eyes. Around her, hundreds of alien creatures talked and laughed as they looked at the slaves for sale. The smell of different alien bodies filled the air. Some smelled like flowers, others like metal or rotten eggs. She kept her head up and looked straight ahead. This made the aliens angry. Omegas were supposed to look down and act scared, but Maya had stopped caring about their rules a long time ago. "Look at this one," said a tall blue alien with 4 arms. "She does not even smell right. What kind of Omega is this?" The alien slave trader, Zektar, hit his staff on the ground. He was a big reptile creature with green scales and yellow eyes. "Quiet. The next item is lot number 47. Human female, age 24, marked as Omega class." Maya closed her eyes for a moment. She remembered when the raiders took her from her home colony 8 years ago. She was only 16 then. The aliens tested her blood and said she was an Omega because she was young and female. They put a mark on her arm that would never go away. "This Omega has problems," Zektar continued. "She does not make the right smells. She does not obey commands well. She looks people in the eyes." Her last owner said she was useless for breeding and too difficult for housework. Some aliens in the crowd laughed. Others made disgusted sounds. Maya had heard this speech many times before. She had been sold 4 times in 8 years. Each owner thought they could break her spirit. Each one failed. "We will start the bidding at 50 credits, Zektar announced. 20, shouted someone from the back. 15, called another voice. Maya felt her stomach drop. 15 credits was almost nothing. She had been worth 2,000 credits when she was first captured. Now she was just garbage to these creatures. 15 credits going once, Zektar said with a nasty smile. Going twice ... 100,000 credits. The voice came from the back of the room. It was deep and calm. Everyone turned to look. Maya lifted her head and saw the crowd moving. Apart like water. A human man walked down the center aisle. He was tall with dark hair and wore a blue uniform Maya had never seen before. Behind him walked other humans, all wearing the same uniform. The aliens in the crowd started making worried sounds. Some moved away from the humans. Others whispered to each other in their strange languages. "Humans," Zektar hissed. "What are you doing here? This is a civilized auction house. We do not sell to your kind." The human man stopped in front of the platform. He looked directly at Maya. His eyes were kind, but also very strong. Maya felt something she had not felt in years. Hope. "I am Captain Jake Morrison of the United Earthship Liberty," the man said, "and I believe you just accepted my bid." 100,000 is too much, Zektar said quickly. "This Omega is defective. She is not worth that much. I cannot let you waste your money." Captain Morrison smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "I think I can decide how to spend my own money. The bid stands." "But humans do not understand our system," said a purple alien with tentacles for arms. "You do not have alphas and omegas. You cannot handle an omega properly. She will just cause problems for you." "We will manage," Morrison said simply. Maya watched this strange conversation. The aliens seemed afraid of the humans, but also confused. She had heard stories about humans from other slaves. They said humans were weird because they treated all their people the same. No alphas, no betas, no omegas. The aliens thought this was stupid and dangerous. 100,000 going once, Zektar said. He did not look happy. "Going twice, ... shouted the blue alien with 4 arms. "I will pay 110,000. 120, Morrison said without looking away from Maya. 130, the blue alien called. 200,000, Morrison said calmly. The auction house went completely quiet. Even the aliens who were not interested in buying Maya turned to stare. 200,000 credits was enough to buy a small spaceship. The blue alien made angry clicking sounds, but said nothing more. 200,000 credits going once, Zektar said slowly. Going twice ... sold to the human. Morrison walked up to the platform. He pulled out a device and pointed it at Maya's chains. The metal bands around her wrists opened and fell to the floor with a loud crash. Maya rubbed her wrists. The skin was red and sore from wearing chains for so long. She looked at Morrison with confusion. "What do you want me to do?" she asked quietly. Morrison smiled again, and this time it was warm and real. "Whatever you want to do, you are free now." The aliens around them started making loud, angry sounds. Some shouted that this was against the law. Others said humans were destroying the natural order of things. Zektar slammed his staff on the ground again and again. "You cannot just free an Omega. That is not how this works. She must serve someone." Morrison turned to face the angry crowd. When he spoke, his voice carried across the entire auction house. "On my ship, everyone serves each other. That is the human way." Maya stared at this strange man who had just paid a fortune for her freedom. In 8 years of slavery, no one had ever treated her like a person. They had treated her like a broken tool or a sick animal. "Come on," Morrison said gently. "Let us get you out of here." Maya took a step forward, then stopped. "Why did you do this? What do you really want from me?" Morrison looked straight into her eyes. "I want you to remember that you are human, and humans do not belong in chains." For the first time in 8 years, Maya Collins felt tears on her face. But these were not tears of sadness. These were tears of something she had almost forgotten existed. These were tears of hope.